The Fundamentalist Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints is a relatively extremist offshoot of the Mormon Church, and they've been under investigation since 2012 because of allegations that they were closing down schools to have groups of extremely young children pick pecans at private ranches for up to 8 hours a day.
Pick what?
Pecans? Pecans? How do you say it? I'm
We're
from New
going
England. We
with
say it the way we
pecans.
want.
Yeah. But I think it's okay. It's a debate. But
Okay, we'll have that debate at some point. But anyway, so they're under investigation, but that investigation has hit a little bit of a roadblock in terms of getting one of the current leaders, Vergel Steed, to testify about what he knows. And the reason is the recent Hobby Lobby decision having to do with religious rights and the inability of you being compelled to go against your religious beliefs. Now, back at the time, Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg said during that decision, the court had ventured into a minefield. And it turns out that she is probably right. Now, back in September 11th, there was a decision regarding Vergel Steed. Now, the U.S. District Court there, Judge David Sam, says Vergel Steed, who belongs to the FLDS, doesn't have to comply with a federal subpoena because naming church leaders would violate his religious freedom. As the basis for his conclusion, the judge cited Hobby Lobby decisions by the Supreme Court and the 10th Circuit Court of Appeals, which said the Religious Freedom Restoration Act shields people from having to obey laws that substantially burden their religious practices.
So let me explain.
Does that make sense?
Okay, so you get into a little bit of legal mumbo jumbo here, but what they're saying is, in the old law used to be, the government, in order for it to not be able to infringe upon your religion with a normal law that they have that applies to everybody, it would have to be a substantial burden on your religious freedom, okay? And in the Hobby Lobby case, they were basically removed the word substantial. So any impingement on your religious freedom. So, hey, I don't like birth control. I'm a corporation that's a human being, according to the Supreme Court. And so I don't want to pay for your birth control. I know it's not substantial burden on me. I don't care. It's any burden on me. Court agreed, okay? So now this guy says, all right, well, that guy was Hobby Lobby. I'm an actual person, and I have religious beliefs, and he does. And nobody's doubting that he has these crazy religious beliefs. And he says, I'm a fundamentalist, and I'm not allowed to rat out my fellow certainly my religious leaders or my religious cohorts. And the court, I think justifiably says, you're right. According to the Hobby Lobby decision, you don't have to violate your religion in any way. Yeah. So, okay, now, screw the pecans. Now, what the leader...
pecans.
I know, pecans.
I said pecan.
Okay.
I'm with you, pecans.
Thank you.
It's on your
If he'd
side.
said pecans, I'd have said pecans.
Okay, now, let's, for the love of Christ, get past the pecans or pecans.
This has gotten nuts.
Okay, the leader of the FDLS is in jail
Warren Jeffs.
for having sex with underage girls as young as 12, okay?
His wives.
Those are his wives. And they should probably let him out of jail because it was his religion that told him to have sex with 12-year-olds. And now all of a sudden, because the Supreme Court says religion trumps everything, we're going to reinterpret all of our laws to say, hey, wait a minute now, okay, if your cuckoo religion says that, then I guess you're free to go. That's insanity. How about the 12-year-old girl that got raped? How about the kids that are being forced into hard labor in the middle of the day when we have laws against child labor?
You don't have to go that extreme. I think, how about a country where the most predominant way that people get their health insurance is through their fucking employer? Mm-hmm. Therefore, they should be entitled to the exact same health care as is mandated under the health care law that was duly passed by Congress and upheld by the Supreme Court. So, as always, even in that first Hobby Lobby decision, not from you, there was a degree of, hey, it's not that bad. It was horrible just as it was, not because of what it meant. It's horrible because this is how we give health insurance to people, and we can't have people opting out of it. Then don't use birth control, or disband your company if it's that important to you, and don't employ anyone, because if you employ anyone in the United States of America, you have to follow their laws, our laws, and that means that you have to provide all the coverage that the Affordable Care Act mandates. It's so incredibly simple, and it's nuts that we even entered into this conversation.
Okay, now Ben's right about the original case, but now the offspring of Hobby Lobby is here to haunt us all. Now, Warren Jeffs, Okay, forget a criminal case. That might be a little different, and I'm sure it is. But nonetheless, people are going to start using these in criminal cases as well, right? But in civil litigation, I mean, Warren Jeffs believes that African Americans are, quote, the people through which the devil has always been able to bring evil onto the earth. So can he discriminate against African Americans? Of course he can. He says his religion says that black people are the devil.
Right, so I'm just not going to hire him.
I'm not going to hire him.
I'm not going to kill him. Right, I'm just not going to hire him.
Because there's a lot of black people that want to move to rural Utah and pick pecans.
Yeah.
But it's not just hiring. You can do any discrimination. Now, if you're in this religion,
he owns a restaurant. You can't give him a
you
restaurant.
can do anything you want to blacks in terms of discrimination, as long as you don't, physically assault them. And now you're going to say, my religion says they're the devil, okay? And this conservative Supreme Court says, yeah. But what they've done is they've robbed us of what makes this country great. We were the first secular country. Every country at the formation of the United States of America said we are a country that is wed to this specific religion. We were the first country to say we are not wed to any religion. Yeah. We're going to actually guide ourselves, rule ourselves. That was the beauty of democracy. That was the beauty of the Founding Fathers and the Constitution. And this Supreme Court has robbed us of it, and it has ruined our secular ways, and now says, okay, no, religion's back in charge. You have any religious belief, and you could just trump the laws that we have passed, and now it's free reign for wacky religious ideas.